Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, we take the concern of the honorable member and will request the Minister of Works to make a statement to that effect tomorrow.
Okay. Maracha?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to raise a concern about outbreak of cholera in our communities
This is a
as
demonstration
a result of government
Wirecast.
failure to provide clean drinking water and also typhoid treatment services in our health facilities. While we could have averted this issue, the project that was started to provide clean water in 210 has stalled unjustifiably to date. For about 5 years, there's just no explanation as to what could have stalled the project.
This
So
is a
I'm making a
demonstration
prayer.
of
One, there must
Wirecast.
be mass testing and screening of our population for typhoid. Two, there must be an urgent intervention in terms of drug provision to treat. Thirdly, I would want a report on the progress of the urban water project, which was initiated in 2010 and has stalled to date. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister?
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Mr. Speaker, given the importance of the matter, we are going to request the Minister of Health to come and make a short, brief statement to this House in the course of this sitting, if you allow it.
Today?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Next item.
Item 3 on the order paper, laying of papers.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Laying of papers, which one?
Revival of Uganda's national carrier and polishing the aviation industry.
Buikwe North.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm Paul Musoke, representing Wikwe North. Today is my maiden speech.
You are laying.
This is a
I would like this to
demonstration
take
of
this opportunity
Wirecast.
to lay on table the book I have authored titled Revival of the National Carrier and Polishing the Aviation Industry. As you all know and are aware, preparations are
Honourable Member.
underway.
Honorable Member. You beg to lay.
Okay, so I don't give the background?
You beg
Okay,
to lay.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the revival of the national carrier.
Let the records capture that. It will be sent to our committee responsible for the sector to look at it and advise the House on
Thank
how
you
we
very
can
much.
handle
This is a
that matter. Thank you.
demonstration
Next
of
item.
Wirecast.
Distribution of vendors that occupied Nakivu Stadium parking to other markets, locations in the city.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay a report of distribution of vendors that occupied the Nachivubo Stadium parking to other markets or
This is a
locations
demonstration
in
of
the city.
Wirecast.
Let records capture that, or will be referred to the committee in charge of the presidency, is it? To look at those and see how it can help the House in taking a decision. Next.
Guidelines on implementation of HIV/AIDS Trust Fund.
This is. Which one is that?
Guidelines on implementation of the HIV/AIDS Trust Fund.
Which other
This
paper
is
will
a
you say?
demonstration of Wirecast.
The instrument. The statutory instrument. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay statutory instrument, the HIV and AIDS Prevention and Control, HIV and AIDS Trust Fund Regulations 2016.
Let the records capture that. That is for information of the members.
This is a demonstration
The
of
Lotteries
Wirecast.
and Gaming Fees Regulations 2017. the Lotteries and Gaming Licensing Regulations 2017. C, the Lotteries and Gaming Minimum Capital Requirements Regulations 2017. The Lotteries and Gaming Betting Regulations 2017. And E, the Lotteries and Gaming, in bracket, Gaming and Betting Machines Regulation 2017.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay statutory
This is a
instrument
demonstration
number
of
6 to 10.
Wirecast.
The lotteries and gaming is in one booklet regarding the fees, the licensing, the minimum capital requirements, the betting, and then machines. I beg to lay.
No, Honorable, is that just one regulation, one set of regulations, or there are several?
There are several, but under one roof.
This is a demonstration of
No,
Wirecast.
if you are laying the instrument, they have to be laid, the records have to capture them one by one, so that we know what they are.
Okay.
They could be in the pages, you can go through them, so that we know what is there.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay regulations for the lotteries and gamings fees regulations 2017, the lotteries and gaming licensing regulations 2017, the
This
lotteries
is a
and gaming
demonstration of
minimum capital
Wirecast.
requirements regulations 2017, the lotteries and gaming betting regulations 2017, and finally the lotteries and gaming and betting machines regulations 2017, statutory instrument number 6 to 10.
So there's no instrument on the lotteries and gaming licensing regulation, which is number 2, B
This
on
is a
the order paper.
demonstration of
Okay, let the records
Wirecast.
capture that, honorable members. That is for your information to handle. And honorable minister, there are concerns. A member wanted to bring a motion to debate some aspect of this issue of gaming and of lotteries and gaming and things like that. There are huge gaps in his opinion that he thinks that a debate of this House could help. I've been able to say there's a bill that is before the House. We could use that to bring his issues so that the House can have a discussion on the subject he's concerned about,
This is a
which is a
demonstration
matter
of
of big concern
Wirecast.
to the rest of the population of this country. Thank you. Next item.
Item number 4 on the order paper, Prime Minister's question time.
It's not your time, so we proceed to the other things.
Item number 5 on the order paper, Bill second reading, the Excise Duty Amendment Bill 2017.
Honorable Minister.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Has the motion been presented to the House? Is it the bill for second reading?
Yes.
Or is it committee stage?
Mr. Speaker, the bill is for second reading.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled
This is a
Excise Duty
demonstration of
Amendment Bill
Wirecast.
2017 be read the second time.
Is the motion seconded? Seconded by member for Rubanda and member for Kapchorwa. Would you like to speak to your motion? I can see Ngora, I can see honorable members. Would you like to speak to your motion?
Thank you very much. The motion has been
demonstration of
seconded
Wirecast.
overwhelmingly in the House. The bill, Mr. Speaker, is to amend the Excise Duty Act 2014, Act 11 of 2014, to revise the rates of certain duties specified in Schedule 2 to the Act, to provide the removal of the duty on sugar confectionaries and locally manufactured furniture, and to provide for related matters in line
This
with
is
our
a
policy to
demonstration
support
of
local
Wirecast.
content. Mr. Speaker, The Committee of Finance has been studying this and they are ready to report to the House for debate. I beg to move.
Honorable members, it is true when this bill was read for the first time, we referred it to our committee. That was 4th April 2017. And that shows the committee has really worked hard to have it ready by this time.
This
The
is
chair
a
would like to
demonstration
report
of
and then we'll see how to
Wirecast.
debate the principles of the bill. Chair?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as you've stated, the bill was referred to the Committee on Finance, Planning and Economic Development on 4th of April 2017. And the committee is now ready to report back to the House. Mr. Speaker,
This is a
our report
demonstration
is
of
structured
Wirecast.
in, among others, introduction, objects of the bill, methodology, but I beg the indulgence of the House that for the interest of time, I straight away go to observations and recommendations
Proceed, Chair.
by the committee. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Procedure?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And I want to thank the chairman. Mr. Speaker, would it be procedure okay for the
This
chairman
is a
firstly the
demonstration
minutes
of
on the table before he
Wirecast.
reads the report?
He can do it now, he can do it after his presentation. The time doesn't matter. Proceed, Chair. He might be wanting to refer to them before he lays them. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your wise ruling. Mr. Speaker, the committee considered the bill entitled Excise Duty Bill 2017 and made the following observations. 1.
This
The bill
is a
seeks to
demonstration
introduce
of Wirecast.
specific rates alongside ad valorem rates in the excise duty tax regime. Using ad valorem rate regime, the producers are able to manipulate declarations in order to pay less tax, leading to revenue loss. Consequently, they locate factories outside Uganda and they import finished products, thereby discouraging local production and job creation. This will
is a
be
demonstration
solved
of
by
Wirecast.
introducing specific rates alongside ad valorem rates as proposed in the bill. 2. Excise duty on non-alcoholic beverages, not including fruit juices or vegetable juice, will be charged at the rate of 13% or shillings 240 per litre, whichever is higher. The shillings 240 specific
This
rate
is a
proposal
demonstration of
is an
Wirecast.
increase from the current 13%, as this presents a shift of between 1% to 5%, depending on the manufacturer's ex-factory price. The current rates of excise duty at 13% is the highest in the region, with Kenya charging 7%, while Tanzania is at 5%. This, Mr. Speaker, in effect,
This is a
affects
demonstration of Wirecast.
Uganda's competitive advantage from the growth and investments point of view. Government should reduce the rate from 13% to 10% to help the sector attract investment and promote growth. This should eventually be reduced to 7% to make the sector competitive in the region. 3. Excise duty on soft cap cigarettes is proposed to increase
This is a demonstration
From-
of Wirecast.
the current 50,000 per stick, per 1,000 sticks, to 55,000 per 1,000 sticks. The increase in excise duty increases smuggling from the region, which have lower tax rates on cigarettes. This has an impact on the locally manufactured cigarettes and affects attraction of investment into the
demonstration
sector
of
and therefore
Wirecast.
its growth. Uganda currently has the highest excise duty rate on locally manufactured cigarettes in the region. The committee recommends that, in accordance with the neighbors in the region, excise duty on locally manufactured cigarettes should not be the same rate with imported cigarettes. This will promote growth and encourage more companies to
This
invest
is a
in the country
demonstration of
and
Wirecast.
provide market for tobacco farmers. 4, Uganda is currently producing ethanol and ENA for locally produced molasses. This has helped to boost taxes to government, as companies involved in making spirits no longer have to import. However, the proposed rate of 60% on spirits from locally
This
produced
is a
raw materials,
demonstration of Wirecast.
or shillings 5,000 per liter, whichever is higher, will make locally produced spirits more expensive than imported spirits. The rate of shillings 5,000 is actually much higher than the equivalent of 60%. The specific rate should be shillings 1,836 per
Demonstration
liter.
of Wirecast.
Mr. Speaker, the committee recommends that the Excise Duty Bill 2017 be passed into law, subject to the proposed amendments. Mr. Speaker, I beg to report. Mr. Speaker, I would like to lay on the table a copy of
This
the
is a
original report
demonstration of Wirecast.
duly signed by the minimum required members of the committee. Mr. Speaker, also included or attached on this file is the copy of the minutes that captures the proceedings that took place in the committee, together with the other relevant materials
This
that the
is a
committee
demonstration of Wirecast.
used in the process of scrutinizing the bill. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay on the table.
Let the records capture that. Honorable members, the motion that I now propose for your debate is debate on the principles of this bill. I now propose the question for your debate. Honorable members, the motion is that the excise duty amendment bill be 2017 be read for the second time. And that is the motion that is
This
before
is a
you. We
demonstration
discuss
of
the
Wirecast.
principles of the bill. But honorable members, these are part of the financial bills that are supposed to facilitate the revenue side of our budget. The principles are clear. Do we want to discuss the principles of the bill, or do we want to go straight to the text of the bill and see how we can improve on the actual text of the bill? If that is agreeable, I'll put the question to the motion for second reading of the bill. I put the question that the bill entitled the Excise Duty Amendment Bill be read the second time. Will those in favor say aye? To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Bills Committee stage.
No, you haven't read it the second time. Read the title the second time. For the second time.
The Excise Duty Amendment Bill 2017.
Okay. Bills Committee stage.
This is
Bills
a
Committee
demonstration
stage.
of Wirecast. This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
The Excise Duty Amendment Bill 2017. Clause 1.
Clause 1.
Demonstration of
I put the question that
Wirecast.
clause 1 stands part of the bill. Will those in favor say aye? To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Clause 2, Chair.
Mr. Chairman, we propose to amend clause 2 as follows. 1, in A, by substituting for item 1A the following. A,
This is a
Soft
demonstration
cap.
of Wirecast.
1, locally manufactured, shillings 55,000, shillings 50,000 per 1,000 sticks.
55.
55,000 per 1,000 sticks. 2, imported, shillings 60,000 per 1,000 sticks. B, by substituting for
demonstration
item
of
1B
Wirecast.
the following. B, hinge lid. 1, locally manufactured, shillings 80,000 per 1,000 sticks. 2, imported, shillings 85,000 per 1,000 sticks. Our justification, Mr. Chairman, is that Uganda currently has the highest excess duty rate on locally manufactured cigarettes
This
in the
is a
region.
demonstration
The
of
committee
Wirecast.
recommends that, in accordance with its neighbors in the region, excess duty on locally manufactured cigarettes should not be the same rate with the imported cigarettes. This will promote growth and encourage more companies to invest in the country and provide market for the tobacco farmers. 2, we propose to
This is a
replace
demonstration of
paragraph
Wirecast.
C, item 3, on spirits with the following. A,
Chair, can I process this one because this is a lengthy one?
so we
We have read A and B. Can I put the question to the amendment proposed in paragraph A? Paragraph A. Maracha, then Budadiri West, then I have this side. Paragraph
This
A,
is a
2A.
demonstration of Wirecast.
Chair, I come from a tobacco producing area. The reason that tax was proposed was that it would deter consumption of tobacco by making tobacco products very, very expensive. Now the committee is proposing that this tax must be aligned to what other
This
regional
is a demonstration of Wirecast.
countries have. I fear we may expose our people into consuming tobacco, and the end result would be our government spending more on tobacco-related diseases. So I would therefore implore honorable members to oppose that proposal so that the tax stands where it is. Thank you.
Thank you very
Budadiri
much.
West?
This is a
Yeah, thank you very much,
demonstration
Mr.
of
Chairman.
Wirecast.
Mr. Chairman, of course, this is a good move, but my thinking is that for soft cap, I have no big problem. But for hinge and lid, if you look at locally manufactured, you are saying 80,000. Imported 85,000. That means the difference is only 5,000. If we're moving in the same way like soft cap, the locally manufactured should be either 60,000 and the imported 85, because the difference should be
demonstration
wide. Otherwise,
of
people will tend to
Wirecast.
go for imported and leave the locally what? Manufactured. BAT, those are my friends. They decided to shift the company from here to Kenya so that they can now, we lost jobs. So they shifted our jobs to Kenya. We should make it very hard for them or so that to import. So my proposal here is that locally manufactured should be 60 and the imported should be 90 so that we promote the local and deter the importation.
This is a
Honorable
demonstration
members,
of
honorable
Wirecast.
members, the amendments, on amendments, can we, if we are going to contribute, we will limit ourselves to what has been proposed by the committee and the honorable member for Budadiri West. Because going beyond that will be difficult to process the amendment. So if you are contributing on this particular amendment, you will be speaking now. I picked member for Mbale, then I come to Mbende.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
I would like to agree with what Honorable Nandala has said, because if we are to promote our own, we should give them more friendly rates than the imported. And you'll find that people will even opt for the imported goods, because in Uganda people have a culture of preferring foreign goods to locally made goods. And if we make the difference very small, the difference of 5, it will not make any difference. You'll find that again the goods that are manufactured here will be left to wasted, and people will opt to take their foreign goods. And in the same vein, like I said, that if we increase, again it will also cut down the intake by our local people because of the related problems that we have. I want to thank you.
Thank you. Mbende?
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you so much. Right Honorable Speaker, whereas I agree that the tax should be bigger on imported products, but I don't agree with the insinuation that the locally manufactured products, the tax should be lowered than 80,000 per 1,000 sticks. Reason being, when you look at one of the reasons why we are putting these taxes, one, of course, is to generate revenue. But another